What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Forexfunded coming at you with another weekly analysis for this upcoming week, September 21st, 2025. As always, links are going to be in the description, all right? We got our chart analysis service where I send all my analysis, I send my entries, we have a chat room. And look, it's a free week trial, so if you think I suck, then come find out, right? I know I don't. I know you're going to be happy. I know you're going to want to stay. So come join. Come see what we're about. Join a real winning team, not a team that's going to have you in drawdown for 7 weeks and then closing for like 500 pip loss. That ain't us. Jumping right into it. Gold. The only thing we trade. So last week, at the end of the week, we had a very nice Friday. Friday fly day, which is how it's been for the past about 4 weeks. Fridays have been extremely bullish. It's very important to note that it was a nice bullish Friday because if you check over here on the daily chart, we had that pullback after FOMC, right? And we were below midpoint magnet 36.55, but we bounced, right? Now, that's important because if you look where the weekly candle closed not only above the prior weekly high, but above that midpoint magnet. So that tells me we should expect higher prices this coming week, targeting our 37, 35 area and possibly higher, but we'll get into that. Here on the daily, right, you can see we bounced from what looks like nothing. But if you take a fib from your prior high or low to your high, you can see it's 7-8%. Also, no matter how you look at it, right, no matter if you look at this as your most recent high or low or this, they're still intact, right? So that is nice. Nice confluence for us to go higher. All right, go jumping down to the 4 hour Friday. We had some buys from around 35 that the TP was 74, right? So that smashed for 350 pips on our Instagram if you don't believe us. Or like I say, just join the Discord and you can see for yourself and you can take advantage of our entries. 4 hour, we can see that we got out of what some could have said might have been a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Look, I don't like selling gold. I don't think it's stupid to sell gold. Everyone makes their money their own way, but I prefer to buy gold. The way I view gold is this is an asset that will always rise over time unless we find a shit ton of gold that we did not know about. Obviously, there are certain times when you will be bearish, but right now we're mega perma parabolic bull. So yeah. Going down to 1 hour, we can see our most recent high or low to where we closed. That's where our fib is currently. We just got to see how the market opens up, right? Here we have indicated our premium buying zone. Anywhere in this box, in my opinion, is our premium buying zone. I'm not going to give you the sauce on this video because this is a free video, but if you join the Discord and you ask me why do you label that a premium buying zone, I will happily tell you. It's very, very easy to figure out. But yeah, so we could open up with a gap to the upside and just push here, whatever. But regardless, I expect price to touch this premium zone at some point, right? Now you got to think about it, right? If we're expecting a bullish week, in my opinion, we're going to touch the premium buying zone early on in the week, right? The past 4 weeks, using the same method I used to come up with this premium buying zone, we have tapped into the premium buying zone within 24 hours of market opening, and it was the lowest price of the week. So that kind of gives away some of the sauce as to how you would figure out what the premium buying zone is. But basically what I'm saying is I'm expecting us to tap into that box within 24 hours, right? If by 48 hours, so if by like Tuesday, New York, we haven't touched it and we're above our highs, then what you might want to think about is maybe we'll see an expedited push up towards our 33.75 target and then a hard push down, right? You got to think about how is the weekly candle going to close and how is it going to look. If you push down first early on into the week, that's a good sign for bullish for the rest of the week. And you can take that same principle onto whatever time frame. I really only consider that on daily and weekly. But yeah, Now, at this 33.75, we're going to see one of two things happen, right? I don't know which one's going to happen. We just have to see what's going to happen. First one is we're going to see support and resistance formed in a pretty big fall down towards the previous range point slash all-time high slash support and resistance. The second one is we're just going to see stutter step around there, and then we'll end up breaking. You can try to buy that breakout. You can wait for a pullback. I don't really know because I don't know what's going to happen. Now, at this area, you will be able to take a fib from, at that point, I would probably use this low, and I would say a fib from here and look for a golden zone or some kind of a fib level that matches up with, range point, support, resistance. We'll have to see how the day goes. But those are my two things that are going to happen, that I think are going to happen. And if you come take a look over here, I can give you an example of when this happened last, keeping in mind that this is a mega range point. This is a 100, the start or finish, however you want to look at it, of a $160 range point, right? So if you take a look at the prior range, take a look at the prior range point, $160 start right here to here. Take a look at what happened here. We rejected it and came towards our previous quarter point, broke it with a body, retested it, and continued up. Now, if you go from your prior higher low to your high, what did you get? You had golden zone and the range point. So there's multiple ways you could have entered, right? So that's the first thing I said. You could just go up and then reject hard, right? Let's find the prior one. Here's the prior $160 range point where you broke above it, you stayed sideways, and then you just engulfed the fuck out of it. I don't know if this is going to be a fib. If it is, it's probably like 38, and you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of 38. So coming in to look at it, it actually was almost a 50%, but it was holding at 38. So you probably would have gotten entries. But those are two real-world, recent examples of what I would be expecting from a range point, from a massive range point. We shall see. So hopefully, this analysis provided a lot of insight to you guys as to what I'm expecting this week. If you want, like I said, if you want further details on how exactly I'm going to trade or even my exact entries, you got to join the Discord, right? 3-week trial. So if you don't like it, just don't fucking pay me. I don't care. But I hope you guys all have a lovely weekend. What is left of it, and I hope you guys have a great trading week. I will see y'all next week.